Hey everyone, and welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Today we're taking a look at Waymo and, well, this whole idea of driverless cars hitting the mainstream. It's not science fiction anymore, right?
Not at all. It's happening now. And this latest move by Waymo really drives that home.
Right, exactly. So just to catch everyone up, Waymo is adding the Hyundai IONIQ5, those electric SUVs.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet.
Yeah, well, they're adding those to their robotaxi fleet, and get this, they're starting testing in 2025, which honestly isn't that far off. This is a big step for Waymo. I mean, it really expands their fleet and I think sets them up to be a real power player in this whole autonomous vehicle game.
For sure. For sure.
And the timing of this announcement, well, let's just say it's interesting.
Can't deny that.
I mean, Elon Musk is about to unveil Tesla's own robotaxi plans, right?
Mm.
So it almost feels like Waymo's trying to, I don't know, steal a bit of Tesla's thunder. What do you think?
Yeah, you have to wonder about the timing. I mean, it's hard not to see it as a strategic move by Waymo. But putting the timing aside, this Hyundai deal is a really smart move for them.
How so?
Think about it. It lets them diversify. I mean, right now, their fleet is mostly Jaguars and Zeekrs. And relying on just one or two manufacturers, it's risky. This way they have options, more flexibility.
Right, and they're not putting all their eggs in one basket.
Exactly. And with Tesla talking about getting into ride-hailing, this puts Waymo in a much stronger position to compete.
It's interesting, right? Because Waymo's already ahead of the game in a lot of ways. They're already charging for driverless rides in several cities, and their growth has been really impressive.
No doubt, early mover advantage is huge, especially in tech.
So how big of a deal is this head start? I mean, does it really give them a leg up?
Oh, absolutely. It's not just about being first. It's about establishing yourself as the name, the go-to in the space. And everything Waymo is doing points to a company laser-focused on scaling up.
What do you mean?
Well, they're expanding their fleet with Hyundai, right?
Yeah.
But they also just got permission to operate 24/7 in San Francisco. Plus, they're investing in all this charging infrastructure, parting, and just secured a wait for it, $1 billion investment. Five
Yeah.
billion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's serious cash.
Right, so they're not afraid to spend money to solidify their position. They are playing the long game, even with all the regulatory hurdles they're facing.
It's interesting that you mentioned the regulatory hurdles because it seems like every other day there's a new story about, safety concerns or governments pumping the brakes on this technology. But Waymo seems unfazed.
They're playing smart, they're addressing the concerns head on, working with regulators, and building that trust. They're not just pushing ahead blindly.
And this Hyundai deal plays into that too, right? I mean, it wasn't just a throwaway line in the article. They specifically said that Hyundai's plant in Georgia would be supplying a significant number of vehicles.
Right, this isn't a small pilot program.
So are we talking about like mass production of these robotaxis being closer than we think?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
And the fact that Hyundai is so gung-ho about this is huge. Remember what the COO of Hyundai said. They're already talking about more collaborations with Waymo. That's telling.
It really is. So what might those future collaborations look like?
Well, we could see vehicles specifically designed for autonomous ride-hailing. Or maybe they'll team up to tackle new markets. This could be the start of a beautiful friendship, a real game changer for the industry.
So what does all of this mean for our listeners today? It seems like this whole robotaxi future isn't some distant fantasy anymore. It's right around the corner.
Definitely.
And with Waymo and Tesla going head to head, well, it makes you wonder, what's going to happen to personal car ownership? Is this the beginning of the end for the family car as we know it? It's something to think about.
Definitely something to keep an eye on. It's
Yeah.
going to be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Absolutely. Thanks for another great deep dive.
Anytime.